Hello everybody, this is Kurosh Sharif Zadeh. I am presenting the NonSQL part of our project as my behalf of my group mates from Golden Ontario Group. Our group mates are Ashwini, Rajit, Aditya Gupta, and this is Kurosh. So for this part, we are working on NoSQL service, on NoSQL databases, which was the second part of our lesson learned during this semester. So I use the data from our customer table. We have 7 input data in the customer table. We use our name and somehow similar our address and somehow similar our email. And I exactly input these data in the NoSQL in the JSON. And in the future, in the couple of next minutes, you will see one of the advantage of the NonSQL database are using the nested list. So here we have the address in all one cell of the database in the address. And in the bucket that and dataset that I created, we input them as a series, as a nested in the JSON, and we can extract the specific part of that field. That is one of the biggest advantage of the JSON services as we know, which is working very light. And by means of this technology and approach in the NoSQL, the running of the database is very light, and the storage of this database on the hard drive of the data centers are very smaller than the regular database. However, we first need to create a bucket. I created the customer inventory project bucket here, as you see, and here is the content of our bucket. And then I insert our data in the bucket. For saving the time, I don't do it now. You see the insert data. We did it during our homework. And then I inserted and added a primary index, actually. I added an index and I called it primary. This index is bundled to the bucket customer inventory project. And in the next step, I am going to run the regular queries that we define. The first query that I am going to run it is a very simple query, which I copy paste here, which give us the name, email, and the address of all of the customers. So we just, for some reason, need all of those. And the information is address, as you see, is in a nested, and email and the name. It starts from me, and then it's going down. The second query is a query that we use the clause statement. We use where in the clause as a kind of clause statement in the query. It's a little bit more complicated than the very first one. So here is the second one. And as you see, this query shows us the name, phone number, and the age of the customers who are older than 10 years old. We have just 3, and one of those is me, 45 years old and old. And this third query, I use the group by in this syntax. We thought group by is a good example as a third query. So the third query, which we generated by group by, is the query that shows us all of the zip code that we have in the list of our customers. So we have 7 customers, but some of those are living in the same area. For example, Ashwini and Aditya, they are living in Tempe in the same zip code. So it is their zip code. It's one zip code that we use. So totally 4 zip codes. All of our 7 customers, they are using it. And I'm in the HVAC. So this is the group by one. And the first query that we use is a kind of query that we play with the perfect ability of the JSON, which is the nested. So it gives us the name and the address of the customer who lives in the Tempe. So So yes, it gives us the name and the address of the customers who are living in the Tempe. Yes, it gave us this address. All right. And also then I'm going to run some analytical queries. For this one, I need to create a data set. So I input the data set and then connect it to the link local. I did it before, and I am going to run the analytical one part. So for this one, I am going to, yeah. So the analytical one, the first analytical, I input in the analytics section and I run it. It is a query that takes the Tempe from the nested list. So it takes the people, the person who is living in Tempe and by age is younger than 26. And the nested list give us this feature that we just take one word from the middle of that. And the youngest customer of the store is Ashwini, less than 36. And also the other one, the other analytical queries that we run is using the window function. So we are supposed to use the window function at minimum one. And we use the NTILE as one of the Windows function in the SQL, which distributes the row of an order partition into the specified number of approximately equal groups or bucket. So the specific number here is 3, and I run the query here. Here it is. And it gives us a kind of distribution of 3 groups by consideration of the age and return the name. So group 1, group 2, and group 3. Thank you so much for your attention, and also appreciate for all of your helps to us, Dr. Rucker, during this semester. We learned a lot, especially, I think for all of us in our group, the NonSQL part was very new. I was hearing about NonSQL. I didn't know anything about that. And you taught us the swimming, and now we can go inside the very huge ocean of the NonSQL, which is the future of the database management system in the couple of years later. And we try to swim far and far and far. Thank you so much and have a great time.